This morning, we're learning security footage from the Lakewood shooting will be released later this week. Churchgoers filled the church Sunday for the first time since the shooting last Sunday. Police say Janice Moreno entered the church with an AR-15 and began shooting in the hall with her 7-year-old son. 2 off-duty officers returned fire, killing Moreno. Crime Stopper CEO Rania Mankarius is here with us now to talk to us more about red flag laws, how they work to keep guns away from dangerous people. Rania, thank you so much for coming on the show this morning. We appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
First, I want to ask you, does Texas have red flag laws?
Unfortunately, we do not. And that's one of the problems. You know, a red flag law is a great tool for law enforcement and for family members to go to a judge and ask for the order, the removal of a weapon in the possession of somebody who has shown to be of danger to themselves or to others, whether due to untreated mental health issues or other concerns. And it's a tool we're lacking in the state of Texas.
Do you think if we were to pass laws like this, we would see less violence like this?
That is the most complicated question, because certainly what we see every day at Crime Stoppers is people who choose to break existing laws. But that doesn't mean we don't advocate and fight for laws to be where they need to be for, again, law enforcement in the community to have every tool in their tool belt to fight these difficult issues. I think the area of gun purchasing and the distribution of weapons is a problem. I think there are many gaps, many loopholes between private sellers and federally regulated sellers, and we see that they're ending up in the hands of people who should not have them and have no problem walking into open places and killing whomever they possibly can.
Yeah, you know, I want to go off script a little bit if you don't mind. This obviously is a very polarizing topic for so many, and people are very passionate about what it is they believe. Doing the work you do, seeing the stats you see, what do you think that spot is? Where is that spot of people meeting in the middle to come up with solutions that can benefit and reduce these types of acts?
And I appreciate that question so much, because after a disaster happens, everybody runs to sort of one angle. If we had stricter gun laws, this wouldn't have happened. And that's not necessarily true, because again, in our line of work, we see people going around current laws, breaking current laws, finding ways to navigate whatever they want to get to the end result that they want. But I think we need a holistic approach. Yes, we need tougher gun laws in Texas, absolutely. And that would not infringe on a lawful, law-abiding citizen's right to own a weapon. Not at all. We're talking about people who are criminals. We're talking about people who are arrested with possession of a firearm. We want to see stricter responses when we see those individuals go before the courthouse. We want to talk about mental health in this country, and we want to start young. In this current case, I kept thinking about the neighbors who kept reporting this woman's activities, and I kept thinking of their children. What were the conversations of, our crazy neighbor, this awful woman we live next to? We need to be talking about this with young people, giving them the tools and the language they need of compassion, the ability to want to step in and help, instead saying we have a neighbor that's in distress, this woman needs help, our families are trying, but we need the community to respond. The sheriff has talked a lot about wellness checks, and it's completely slipping my mind, the involuntary commitment. I'm sorry. And I think that's a valid point. We need to be looking at, again, every tool possible to handle and respond to these very, very complicated issues. Certainly, CPS has a role to play when they get a call that there is a mental distress in the home. What are they doing with the children? Obviously, in this case, this was not addressed properly. And the response was, not only was the child left injured and in critical condition, but you had the woman free. A CPS report said that she had carried a gun in the child's diaper bag a few years ago. So there's a multi-layered approach, and I think communities need to evolve to the point we can have difficult conversations. We can use whatever tools we have, and we can work to expand on tools where we're lacking.
Yeah, a lot of layers here. I know we plan to learn more perspective on this case later this week when authorities release that security footage from inside that church. But certainly, yes, a tough conversation, a delicate conversation, but a conversation we can all have. Rania, thank you as always for coming on the show. We appreciate your time and having this conversation with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.